What a night here in San Antonio. The Spurs defeated the Heat and are now 5-0 for the first time in franchise history, which is crazy considering their historic winning percentage. Still, this was a game that the Heat lost by only 6 points, and it was an absolute roller coaster of a second half considering 12 lead changes and 4 ties. Now, here's how the story of the game goes. Bam Adebayo was draining three-pointers in the first half, which is fairly new for him because the last couple of seasons he was just trying out the three-point shot, and now it's something he feels very comfortable with. Simone Fontecchio was a sniper in the first half as well, and the Heat were only down 1 point going into intermission, but the game started to fall apart for them in the third quarter. They only had 1 point through the first 4 minutes. They were colder than a corpse. One of the biggest problems of this game is that they didn't get the necessary scoring from Jaime Jaquez Jr., who is the team's third leading scorer as of now. And you got to remember, the Heat did not have Norman Powell and Tyler Hero, which is their starting backcourt, which is a very big deal. It's a lot of firepower. So they went to the fourth quarter down 15 points. After the game, I asked Coach Eric Spoelstra about the zone they deployed in that sequence, and he said they didn't want to go to it, they didn't want to go to the full court press, but they were really good. You know, they had the people in this building feeling tense. You know, the frustration was high, and they even took a lead with about 7 minutes left. You know, they were a team that was playing very well defensively, but, you know, eventually they just ran out of gas on that end, and of course, you know, they didn't have, you know, the necessary offense. You know, when you're dealing with someone like Victor Wembanyama who causes so many overreactions, it's going to wear down, you know, your legs on defense, and eventually the Heat just were mentally and physically drained. There was possessions late where they had 3 turnovers. They also had or failed to secure a couple of consequential rebounds. I asked Bam Adebayo in the locker room how consequential those late possessions were, and he looked at me very annoyed, saying they lost the game, which, you know, I understand. But, you know, when you think about how the Heat were able to hang in this game with the Spurs, who are also missing 4 key rotation players, by the way, one of them being De'Aaron Fox. You know, the Heat are 3-2, but you might want to feel good about their chances of being 3-2 because they have so much more up their sleeve. And what's interesting about this game is they were able to hang in there with the Spurs when the Spurs were playing as the faster team and had kind of slowed the Heat down a little bit. And this year, what's been a signature of the Heat is playing at a breakneck speed to play against less set defenses. And they were going up against quite a bit today, but they still found a way to be successful for a lot of it. But, you know, this one only counts for morale. They got to make up for it on the next one. See you next time.